Hey Raindrops, the queen and king of reality show tour is back. Nene Leakes and I are coming to a city near you. Wednesday, May 13th, we are in Birmingham, Alabama. Thursday, May 14th, we're in Tampa, Florida. Friday, June 5th, Houston, Texas. Saturday, June 6th, Dallas, Texas. Get your tickets on sale now at kingdomrainint.com. That's Kingdom, KINGDOM, Reign, REIGNENT.com. Can't wait to see you there. No, this is so amazing. So, Raindrops, if you're listening on audio, I thank you, but you have to subscribe to my YouTube channel to see the visuals. You get to see me and Alexis having a robe day as we recap part 2 reunion of the Real Housewives of Beverly freaking Hills.
Yes, sir.
You
And
look good,
Carlos,
Alexis.
thank you. Well, we'll get to me, but why are we both in robes, Carlos? Why don't you tell the viewers?
Oh, well, I had to fly to California today to speak on a panel that Deadline, which is a trade magazine, is iconic. They had a reality TV summit. Andy Cohen was the keynote speaker, and I had to speak on a panel with your former boss, Alex Baskin, who produces this show we're talking about today,
Yes,
Beverly Hills Housewives, but he also does OC as well as Vanderpump Rules
the
and
Valley, so
The
much,
Valley,
so
and
much. But
the list goes on and on and on.
and
And
you're flying out in a couple hours. So you literally swooshed in, can't even have
yeah,
lunch or dinner with me, and you're swooshing back out.
I know, because what a busy life I live. But
And now why am I in a robe? Because guess what, guys? You're getting a little glimmer of it. I have zero makeup on today, Carlos. I got the CO2 on top of a couple other things. I did not disclose to your viewers and listeners last week. I had a pretty big deal done. This is only week 2 out. When they really find out what happened, they're gonna it's gonna be crazy that they're gonna be like, she's filming a podcast 2 weeks later. But if you look at my skin, I could only put on mascara and lip gloss because of the CO2. So it does work. It's very painful. It's a 2-week recovery. But I want to give the viewers the reality of everything. So they're going to find out everything else that I had little nip tuck done on too in a couple weeks. So yeah, glad we're here in our robes.
well, look, honey, the way you look after 2 weeks is fantastic. So I can't wait to see what happens next week, the week after that, the month after
Other
that.
things.
And
Yeah,
it's funny
great.
because we did record our episode last week, but what's interesting is I got a couple of messages today saying you owe us part 1 and 2 reunion. We didn't get part 1 last week. I'm like, hold on, Raindrops. You got the audio. We did not do video because Alexis was recovering.
I was in a full garb you couldn't even Carlos, when we were talking, but when we were talking, I was in a full garb everywhere, and I'm like, I'm like trying to talk normal. It was so fun though because you totally left it up to me. You're like, what do you want to disclose? I'm like, not quite ready to let everyone see me quite like that, but here we are. So this is, and by the way, this reunion,
Ooh,
okay, can't wait to
ooh,
get into some of that.
ooh. I mean, let's get into it. So, part 2 reunion picks up where it left off last week, which was the continuation of Amanda and Bose, where Bose was caught on camera talking about her business losing money. Since then, she and we'll talk about what she did today
Uh-huh.
because she went after Andy Cohen today.
Uh-huh.
But before we get into that moment, she was caught last week when they flashed back to her admitting that yes, her online courses lose money. She did a video after that and then on her Instagram, and she said, I said I apostrophe D as if I would lose money. And I want to start there and we'll continue on with the show because Bose, I love, love, love you. And anybody who listens to Reality with the King knows that last season I was screaming Bose, Bose, Bose on the top of my lungs. Bose, I'm going to need you to stop making excuses. And the one thing I will give Dorit Kemsley, she is who she is on that show, and she makes no apologies about it. She doesn't make excuses about it. She's
But
like, I
but
don't care what
Carlos,
you guys
Carlos, let's
think.
be honest. to her fault on this reunion. A little to
Well,
her fault on this reunion. But
and
okay.
we'll get to
So,
that. The
yes.
reason why I have this relationship with Dorit via the show, where I think she's iconic, I think she's great, but I can also call her out on how she appears on the show. But am I wrong? I've never once called for her firing
No,
because I think she is spectacular as a reality star because she's unapologetically her. Is the reason why everyone loves Amanda Francis now. They're like, she is who she is. Bose is losing the audience, and Bose, I love you, doll. You're losing me
because
because
she's flip-flopping.
she's a flip flopper, and I need you to stop flipping,
Yep.
and I need you
And
to
the thing is
stop.
when you're starting to get unliked or people are not liking you,
Yeah.
when you push through that and you stay unapologetically yourself, that's when the viewers go, okay, well, I didn't really like Amanda Francis at first, and now I'm kind of getting her vibe, and I get it. It's like, and I don't know why because I didn't watch it last season, but I don't know why you're saying Bose is flip-flopping, but I understand it from how many podcasts we've done together now, recapping Beverly Hills, and all I can wish is that Bose will just, really get her backbone back and be like, I don't care who I like or who likes me or who doesn't or who's on Camp Bose. I'm going to stick to myself because Dorit did that a lot this episode, this reunion, and Amanda kind of
Much to her
fine
her
or her
fall.
fault. It's a little bit it did kind of get used against her a little bit, I think. But at the same time, once you make it over that, it's like Amanda. She pushed through this entire season, never letting the viewers sway who she is. I was so proud of her after this reunion. She
Yeah,
walks into I don't know where you're going right now, so I'm trying to listen, but she goes into her, when they had the 30-minute lunch break, and she goes into her, she's like, well, that wasn't so bad. And I was just like, God, I love her.
yeah. I love her. Love her. Right? And look, Bose says that Amanda encourages women to think the same way to manifest money.
Yeah,
And Amanda's like,
smart.
I teach women how to make money. I teach women how to believe they can make money and out earn men, their husbands, relationships, whatever. And as somebody who read her book, Rich as Fuck, she is telling the truth. I read her book, and the thing about these women, and that's why Amanda is winning. We actually have done our homework on Amanda the moment she got on the show. And I wish these girls, instead of chat GPTing her, I wish they would have said, well, let's see what she's talking about because clearly it
Uh,
is working.
well, yeah, it's where, yeah, exactly. Don't chat BT anyone, but I mean, go if you have the ability to go on your own experience, go on your own experience, by gosh. Like the one thing I do whenever I go into a new group of people, you have this one friend coming over, well, he divorced her, don't like, you have to like him, you can't like her, you have to like her, you can't like him. It's like I walk into a group and I'm like, oh no, 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 no. I'm going to go on my own experience. That's how I wish everybody would live, learning Amanda or even going through Dorit's thing. Just they have the experience of being in that group together. So don't listen to everybody else's naysaying and hey saying and whatever. Go on your own experience with them. And you know what? That's the one thing Amanda did do. And I think that's the one thing. And she also lives a cup half full lifestyle.
Hmm.
Her life is a cup half full. Some one, Dorit, is I don't necessarily think looks at life like cup half full. I feel like Dorit's in a cup half empty time of her life, not maybe forever, but I think
Hmm.
right now that's what she kind of gives off that energy where Amanda just kind of goes, okay, tries to find the positive in the next thing.
How did you feel when Andy Cohen questioned Bose about her CMO position, and that is Chief Marketing Officer? And Bose said that those positions are short tenure jobs. And Andy made a face. He sort of like, tilted his head back and
Uh,
said, really? And she's like, yes, it's because once you're there, it is your job to help the business, of course, make money. And if something happens, you're the first to go because you're the first to blame in case money is lost. One thing I want to say before we get into your reaction to that, and I'll tell the audience what she said about Andy Cohen today. And he responded. Not sure
oh,
you saw that. So if you haven't, That's T for
Okay, tell
you.
me all of this before
That's
I,
T for you,
and tell
Alexis.
me your thought on this.
I will before we get to the Andy thing. Look, Bose was the CMO at Netflix for 2 years. Um, I'm gonna start by saying this. I'm not a CMO. I don't know CMOs. I'm not saying what Bose is saying isn't true. That's not my wheelhouse. This is called reality with the king, not CMO with the king. Okay. I am not a chief marketing officer. I'm the CEO, honey. Okay. Thank you. Now, chief executive officer for my raindrops. Now, with that being said, the audience, Alexis Jansen, the Bravo fans are the funniest. They said, really, Bose? Then why is the current CMO at Netflix has been there since 2022? And then, Alexis, they list the Bravo fans found all of these CMO positions and said, this person's been here for 10 years. This
Okay,
so
so keep
again,
going and tell me. Hold on. This is amazing information you're feeding me, which I have some notes too, to that I did
okay.
some research and some things. But here's the thing, not on her. But what did happen with the Andy thing after you finish yours? And then I want to tell you what I think happened.
So Bose, who is now clapping back and defending herself, which I
Uh-huh.
don't think she needs to. You're on the show, you did it,
Uh-huh.
move on.
Uh-huh.
She said that she called out Andy Cohen and she said, really, Andy? Um, that face you made, what was that for? Maybe you're not aware of CMOs. Okay.
Oh,
So let me tell you. And then she runs down the gamut of CMOs and what they
no.
do. Andy Cohen responded and said, and I'm going to get this verbatim because I like to
No.
make sure that I, as a journalist, hey, Portia, that I cite my sources, but I also make sure to give direct quotes. Andy responds to Bose's Instagram post and says, consider me aware in all caps. In all caps.
Crap.
Consider me aware.
Oh my
She
God.
responds, ha ha ha, thank you, in all caps, with a laughing emoji and a kiss emoji.
What I think happened with Bose is when she was up there saying that at the reunion couch, she meant what happened is she divulged information that was geared towards her. It was a short tenured amount of CMO. Okay.
Mhm.
I then think she had to backpedal and go, well, yes, and hold her composure and go, oh, well, yes. And then she kind of knew, well, oh crap, it did, this XYZ. I think it all just happened where she misspoke a little bit, which Carlos, I mean, you can be real and say, yeah, you have too. We all have. We've all said the sun's red and you mean it's orange or yellow or whatever. It's like you might misspeak a little bit because you're caught up in your thought or this or that. I don't think Bose had an ill intention of saying the CMO's positions are 1 year or 2 years. I think she got caught up in a minute.
Yep.
She misspoke and she should have just said, you know what, Andy, when he called her out, and he went like that because all of us, every single, well, I mean, on the couch I did, and I wasn't with you, and you did, and I know John did, and I know, like, so just the people that I know that watched it kind of all, and Andy went, their ear went, short tenure. Like, everyone caught that.
Hmm.
I think she should have owned it at that moment and just been like, you know what? I meant for me, my position was short tenured, but yes, they are longevity. There are many and most are longevity, just like you just pulled up 10 years,
Yes.
12 years, 5 years. Just own it when you make a flub up with in the press. I mean, good Lord, if they could go back and make fun of me for how many I've done, I mean, you just got to own it.
I'm a little turned off by how defensive she is. And I want to say this on the record. The reason why people are questioning you, Bose, is because you question Amanda. So you can't be
Oh, wait, wait,
mad.
wait. Okay, wait. Explain
Yeah,
that. What do you mean?
I will. Okay. This isn't Bo's first season. We didn't learn today that Bose was a CMO at Netflix and Uber and all these places. We knew that last season. We were told this last season and we moved on from it. We were like, go ahead, girl. Love it. You're a boss. Everything. We love you, Bose. Yay. The reason why now people are picking at her accomplishments and questioning it is because this season she's spending her storyline questioning another woman's business. And what was good for the goose isn't good for the gander. So the thing is, or what's good for the goose is good for the gander.
Keep going. Don't lose it because I'm following you. I'm trying to
Okay.
follow.
You spent last season informing us of your accomplishments and you nestled your way into the relationship of the cast. This season, you're spending your time questioning another woman's business. When you do that, you're allowing the audience to then say, okay, honey, you're questioning hers. Let me question yours. And that's why now people are questioning her accomplishments, saying, was your contract not renewed? Were you fired? What's
Or,
happening? So
right.
if you did not spend this season constantly questioning Amanda's pedigree, no one will be questioning yours.
Million percent. All she would have had to do was own it on the couch and be like, oh my gosh, I didn't mean it. Like, I just meant that my experience has been this. It would have almost been like, but she did question Amanda a lot. And I am not liking, I actually kind of like, I am so proud of Amanda, is what I want to say. I don't know where I was going with
Mhm.
that, but I'm so proud of Amanda because all the women still didn't give her a lot of love on the couch for segment one or segment two of the reunion. And she still kept her composure. She still kept
Yeah.
positivity going. And she just exudes this. I'm not, she's like, this isn't tough. This isn't scary. I've got this. I mean, that's impressive. Where Bose, on the other hand, is now season two and is kind of folding a little bit. And that is where, and maybe it's a lot of the fertility stuff. You don't know. She's going through a lot of emotional things that we don't take into consideration. Because when you do those egg fest, like when you're trying to do in vitro, it
Yes.
takes a toll on the way your mind thinks and just your whole body. It just takes a lot. So I did it for all my kids. So I know. So I can speak
Oh,
from
wow.
experience. So yeah, she goes through a lot. So maybe, she's gonna come back next season and just be back to her normal. You want her, what you want, Carlos, because you've seen 2 years of her now. You want Bose to just stay true and not flip flop for the
That's
audience.
it. That, that
That's
that's
all you
that's
want.
that's all
That's
I'm
all you
asking
want.
for. That's all I'm asking for. And I'll go further. I don't like it when you are a woman attacking
Yes.
another woman's business to say you encourage women to think the same way as you to manifest money. And then what we're going to see in next week's reunion is saying that she's a scammer. That's
Ah,
it. These are things that, listen, this is no shade. Your best friend, Dorit, if you're going to question someone's business, and I'll leave it at that. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'll leave it
yes.
at that. And
I
that's
get
why
that
it's
you're not
hard.
trying to go low this podcast. That's crazy because sometimes you really go for the jugular, and this one you're kind of
No,
you're
listen.
where no, I'm just kidding. When I say jugular, it's just when I'm like, okay, sorry guys, this is not Alexis. Okay, but you know what the thing is with Bose is if Bose, it's like, okay, like when Kyle or one of the girls goes, why are we attacking anyone's business? Bose did a lot of backhanded comments this reunion. Like when
Yes.
Bose goes, well, you're here to get rich as fuck with what you're doing. That is not what I'm here for. When everyone knows that you're there to make money, whether you're a CMO or a CFO or a CPO or just a C. I don't care. The CUNT word. Every like what Dorit is using nonstop. Everyone wants to make money because that's how we live on this planet. So I'm sorry, but whoever just said, tries to throw it at Amanda and you're just trying to get rich is sorry that that's her tagline and it's stuck. Why are you mad at her that it works? It's almost like they're envious. Carlos, you know what it is? It's almost like there's a little bit of envy or like just questioning of just because they don't understand how Amanda can use that tagline or that thought process and exude positivity and she's making a ton of money. Just be happy for her.
They can't be. Listen,
Just be
listen.
happy for her.
They can't. Some of them cannot be because it's foreign to them. They've never seen it. And Amanda, listen, age is relative. Amanda's not some 25-year-old woman. When they keep saying, "Oh, she's young," the woman is 40.
Thank you.
She's
I'm
she's
only 49. I'm only 9 years older. She has a good belt under her. She's got a
yeah,
lot of lessons under her belt already.
yeah. She's not
Four
like
kids, by the way. One passed away. So she's got a lot of
she's
experiences.
a full grown woman who had life experience. And her book, which I bought, I told you 2, 3 years ago, I bought the book because I believe in manifestation. I'm very spiritual. Um,
Ew.
I want to be rich as fuck. Like the title, the title alone drew me because I thought it was so audacious in a good way that I was like, well, shit. What does she have to offer? My friends, they said to me like, well, how's the book? I'm like, the book is actually good. And my point in saying all of that is she's doing something that I think works. And I think these women just can't take it. And that's why I love when Amanda said, as Dorit and Kyle were going back and forth, she's like, hi,
Uh,
this is my package.
And then Kyle even goes, guys, Amanda just, I thought that was, I just love her. And then they pan to Amanda and she's just sitting there going, sorry, yeah, it is. Like, hi, just me,
Like, it is.
little me over here, still waiting to get my two thoughts out that you're going to let me have.
Yes, it's my package.
You
Like,
notice she never got
sorry.
negative. She was happy. She just was like, yeah, okay, light on her feet. I think that's the other thing is that misery loves company. So if the other women are angry or hurt or whatever, and they're going with daggers, you know what? Light outshines dark all the way. Thank you, Jesus, and thank you, God, or whatever your higher power is. And it's like
Hmm.
light always outshines dark. And so everyone else is sitting there going like, she's just throw daggers back at us. And all Amanda does is like, yeah, well, I mean, I just adore her
Oh no,
and
I think,
and her manifestation.
yes, I think she's great. What did you think about the Dorit versus Kyle dynamic when Kyle reads the text message that she sent to Dorit explaining to her the reason why she wasn't going to go to the book release? Um, Dorit was like, she was hurt by it, and then Kyle said, well, you didn't text me back like you were hurt by it. I did say to you, I'll see you at my daughter's wedding. And Dorit says that Kyle is jealous and is seething out of her pores.
I was kind of chuckling inside because I'm like, there is no jealousy in Kyle at all. She's just calling a spade, like you and I like to say on this podcast, where she's like, you have known them less time than you've known me. It's the same. I have the same feeling about that as I do about how Dorit was like, don't, I only want to talk about the 2 years, not the 10 year. I'm sorry. 10 years of a friendship deserves to be gone back on because it's just like
Hmm.
therapy. When you're in therapy, they say fill up your love tank or your whatever, your tank needs to be full. If you've had 10 years of a lot of good and a lot of things that have happened, and then you have a year or two that you've got some sucky times, just like in a marriage, anything in life, you got
Hmm.
to look at the long term of what that relationship has been. And I think it's just immature to say, no, I only want to talk about right now. Well, right now you're in a hard time. So it's the
Yeah.
same that I think about all of, I mean, I don't, I wish that they could just start fresh, both of them. And it's just not going to happen. This is not, nothing's happening this season, Carlos, with the two of them.
Nothing's gonna happen ever with I listen, I
I
think
know you feel that way. I know.
they're I think they're done. I think when they come back next season, they'll make a decision to just be cordial, but
Work.
to be as close as they were, I think that is gone. So then they move on from it and they focus on Kyle's package. Hey Amanda. So then Kyle's package is there. And as Kyle is crying, um, well, prior to that, Kathy mentions that she was on a Jello diet that included vinegar and baking soda, only to find out it was AI. So, Kathy, you do follow me on Instagram. For the longest time, I thought it was one of your assistants following me on Instagram. But now that I know that you are on Instagram looking at AI accounts, Kathy, thanks for the follow. I
And
appreciate
yours
it.
is real. Carlos's isn't AI. You're following the real
No,
Carlos.
this is
Um,
this is real.
okay, so I mean, can you love Kathy any more than you already do? Like, I just freaking love her. I don't know what, I just love everything about her. But we have to speak about the other friend of that walks out in the Balmain dress. Balmain, I call Balmain, but she says Balmain. Do you want to know? Do you want to know how many pounds and how much that dress cost, Carlos?
Ooh, tell me.
Because I couldn't stop. See, the first thing I did, I didn't Google the Jello diet because I'm like, I don't know anyone in their right mind that's going to put Jello, baking soda, and vinegar all together and try to eat that and think you're going to lose weight. You're going to erupt like a volcano. That's what we used to put in our volcano experiments when you're raising your second grader and they're like, everyone go home and make a volcano and bring it to school tomorrow. And you got to get the clay and then you add the baking soda and then you add the vinegar and all of a sudden it goes. And you're like, kids, isn't that cool? We just erupted a volcano. Okay, that's what's going on in your gut, Kathy. I mean, I literally wanted to crawl through the screen and give her a hug. I'm like, okay,
Not
sweet.
Kathy's gut is filled with volcano eruptions.
Oh, honey, you put the ingredients that she just claimed that is the Jello diet that all the celebrities are doing. Hell yes, you're erupting. I'm sure she sat on the toilet for many a minutes after that. Okay, hold on. I'm pulling it up right now, Carlos. Give me a second. Actually trying to be studious right now. Okay, hold on.
Okay.
Okay, okay, I've got it right here. Okay, so Jennifer Tilly's custom gown. 30-pound hand beaded Balmain dress worn at the Real Housewives RH season 15 Housewives of Beverly Hills in April 26 is reported to cost between 20 and $40,000 for the one of a kind 30-pound hand beaded. She's never going to wear that again. And it was a kind of couture piece featured, a one of a kind couture piece featured her own face and was designed as a bold iconic fashion statement. 20 to 40,000. So now this year she's lost $80,000 because her $40,000 gummy bear fell apart. I'm sure they used some of those Swarovskis on that gown somewhere. So that was 40 grand. And now her gown is 40 grand. I mean, this woman just spent $80,000 for two scenes for this show. Yes, they love Jennifer Tilly being a friend of who made, 25,000 for the whole season. I mean,
Well, listen, that's the reason why she's
I
doing the show for fun because
know.
she has fucking Simpsons money and the fact that she gets 30% of her late ex-husband Sam Simon's earnings, okay? Her money is so long. And just so you guys know, her divorce settlement was, like I said, up to 30% of the Simpsons income. So that is roughly around $7 to $10 million.
A year?
Not a one lump sum.
Is
I'm
that a
talking,
year? Are we talking for what's like paid out throughout the year?
I mean, look, I think when it comes to royalties, that can happen quarterly.
Holy heck. Well,
Or and it's either quarterly or annually.
Jennifer, I'm going to set up Carlos, we can come up with some kind of a need for Carlos and Lex.
I mean, yes, 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 yes. But
I
no,
just,
I thought the
I
dress
love
was
her.
everything. But no, I love that. I want to get to Kyle Richards' package because
Uh-huh.
I'm pretty sure you cried because I thought of you like I'm sure Alexis Jansen's crying when they just pretty much went through the whole situation between her and Mauricio. And Andy Cohen asked her a question that I was like, ooh, gut punch. When she talked about how um Mauricio and her spent time in Aspen for the holidays with their family. And Mauricio and her were out, and he was pretty much acting like a single man. And although she knows they're separated, she just felt like, oh, you're out there and you're doing this in front of me. And she just felt like it was disrespectful. And then Rachel Zoe says that she sees Mauricio everywhere and he is out at least 3 times a week. And quote, he lives a totally different life.
Yeah.
Heartbreaking. Heartbreaking. Kyle,
Well,
I'm obsessed. I love her.
what was heartbreaking for me was when Kyle was like, her voice was quivering, and then Kathy even gets the phone call, and we're all kind of like, okay. Kathy's phone call didn't even stir my tear, like I didn't disrupt my tears. When Kyle was having a moment and she's like, I'm trying to not get emotional. She was going through everything you just said, and her and Andy were having that one-on-one moment. And Rachel Zoe and Kathy are having their own moment over here, which is kind of entertaining to watch all of it happen. But I did have tears nonstop in my eyes. I didn't cry. I didn't fully cry, Carlos, okay, but I did well up with tears and have to dab my nose a little and dab my eye a little, but it was not a full like river. But I do feel I am a hopeless romantic. I do love Kyle and Mauricio. I love them together. I think there still is hope they can get back together. I know that everyone does not think so because, like Rachel Zoe says, he's living his own life. But you know what? When when not Carlos, you were not. It was Andy Cohen. When Andy
Hmm.
Cohen asked and said, "Do you still have heartbreak? Do you still feel heartbreak?" And Kyle said, "No." I call bull malarkey on that. I think she still does have because I had just got done crying for her, like tears in my
Hmm.
eyes, and hearing her what she loves and why she's worried to get the, full go through the full divorce. I get all that. I get where her trepidation's coming from. I get all of that. I called bull malarkey on her saying that she has no more heartache. I think, or heartbreak, because I just feel she still, and then when her sister says, no, no, Dorit had the nerve to sit across the couch and ask Kyle, do you think you're just waiting for him? And Kyle goes, waiting for him to what? And she goes, to come back. And it's like, I kind of felt that. I was glad Dorit asked that because I kind of felt it.
Hmm.
That's what Kyle is. What do you think? Do you get any of that feeling or is it just Lex?
No, 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 no. I think this. I think this. I think Kyle, obviously, I think she is still in love with Mauricio.
Right. Okay. Then you
I
are,
don't I don't think Mauricio is still in love with Kyle.
but loves her.
Will forever love her.
Right.
I don't think he's in love with her though. I think he is enjoying his single life.
Even now, though, I want to ask you this because we keep going back and forth. Do you think now, even now, we've watched the whole season unfold, do you think there's not a chance he's going to get all of this out of his system and be like, actually, it's very empty and it's not fulfilled and I want my life back, like Kyle feels? Like,
I
do you
mean,
think
look,
there's a chance?
no, because the thing is this, and this is why I
The
say
answer
this.
I wanted.
And I'm going to be very honest. When a man and a woman separate and they have children, and he's out there doing his thing and she's out there doing her thing, the one thing the man misses is when he misses family. The children are younger. He misses waking up and his 9 year old and 10 year old, 11-year old are there. Um, he misses that aspect of it in addition to his wife. I don't think Mauricio would go back to Kyle because his kids are older and he doesn't want to be an empty nester. I think he feels like Mauricio looks better now than he did 20 years ago. And I think because of that, he gets way more attention. Listen, he's rich, he's handsome, he's famous. Women are throwing themselves at him. And I think at his age, he's not going to give that up to be like, okay, well, me and Kyle get to like sit at home and watch Family Feud. I don't think that's the case. And the moment Kyle said that she felt he was emotionally disconnected, and then Andy asked a great question like, do you feel like that led to the divorce or contributed to it? She said yes. So listen, read between the lines. When a man is emotionally disconnected to you ladies, he's not in love with you anymore. That's the disconnect you're feeling.
God, Carlos, I
He's
didn't.
not in love with her. That's why Rachel said under her breath, like, he lives a different life. And I think Kyle's life, yes, Kyle is doing her thing. My opinion, my opinion, my opinion. I think Kyle is still seeing Morgan, except it's more on the low,
Wow.
and she's enjoying it. But I think Kyle also is somebody who, rightfully so, misses the life she had Mauricio, and she's trying to figure out which is which. And I think Mauricio feels like most men do. You already gotta look, you're dating. So why can't I date? And the fact that he felt so brazen to flirt with other, because that's what he was doing. He was
Right,
flirting and picking up other women in front of her. And that
right.
does suck. And I'm on her side with that. But he's not in love with her anymore at all. No. Mm-mm.
I didn't know this was going to be a therapy session today, too, Carlos.
Oh my God, you crying?
No. That was jokes.
Oh,
I mean,
but
I
it
could because
makes sense, right?
yeah, it does. But you know what it is? My heart is so much a hopeless romantic, and I so much kind of want them back together. And I think their kids deserve it.
But
I think
why?
they deserve it
But let me ask, but why?
because they did have what it really takes to make it to the long haul. And I think
Operative
people
word is
let,
dead.
no, it's not
Past
because here's the
tense.
problem. Here's the problem, Carlos. I truly feel like when you start to think the grass, and I said this, you can go back and find it on which oh my gosh, Lopez, when we were on the Lopez show, and I said this and it just came out of my mouth. What I said, if you think the grass is greener on the other side, you need to water your own lawn. That was
Mhm.
my words. It vomited out and it's vomiting out now. I feel like neither of them, by the way, Kyle's not in this. This is all Mauricio. Mauricio's going through something that Kyle's not. They both have gone out and done their little, like we said, they flip flop. They didn't get to do their 20s. They're doing their 20s when they're 50. So now they've done it, they've got it all. But guess what? It's a very empty lifestyle. There's nothing to offer there. You don't get to have the big family holiday with all your kids coming around and all the grandkids. Do you know how weird that's going to be if Mauricio gets another 25-year-old, 30-year-old girlfriend, Kyle's dating whoever, and then Christmas and Thanksgiving and things come around and it's like, how is that going to look? Like you got to look at like the big picture. And that's why I think people get caught up in the moment of Hollywood and the lifestyle. And it's like, no, think about the grass isn't greener on the other side. It's empty. It's empty. But
Yeah.
that's what I'm hoping they come back to. Anyway, you did go deep. That's what I'm saying. You brought
No,
up
it's okay. It's okay. It's
okay, go.
okay.
Next package, as
No,
Erica would say.
no. Let's talk about next package of millions. Kyle emphatically, confidently said, well, when they asked, like, well, do you think, the divorce is not happening soon because of the agency and splitting that? She goes, I own half of it. It's mine. And they kept asking, like, well, and she's like, I don't care what you guys are saying. It's mine. I own half of it. Um, and she's like, I don't there's nothing else to say here. And I was like, you go, girl.
I was too.
You
I
fucking go.
Because you know what, at the end of the day, she's like, no, we had two nickels to scrub together, even though they've got this big name and they're from millions and billions and millions of dollars. It's like parents do make you, I mean, we're making my kids don't have, we make them scrape together a couple of dollars too. They have millions and millions. And I'm just telling my kids, I'm like, sorry, I'm not just handing over everything. I'm not this mom. Figure it out because it's going to make you better in 10 years. But Kyle and Mauricio were having to figure it out. So guess what? She does own half of it. They built everything together. And then Erica goes, or no, Amanda Francis goes, well, and didn't you air this on the show? So you kind of helped him too, Kyle. It is yours too. So I'm like, there you go,
And
Amanda.
that's why we
Cup
appreciate
half full.
Amanda.
Yep. Cup half full. And Amanda doesn't miss a beat. Thank you very much.
And when Sutton says, well, money changes men, and Kyle goes, it doesn't change that half is mine. I said,
I love
it's like Kyle's, and listen, that's why I think Mauricio
Carlos, don't say it. You're right.
is cheaper to keep her.
Oh my gosh, you're so right. I didn't think about that. A big, huge light bulb. Woo, 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 light bulb. Okay, so Kyle's staying and not wanting to file because she doesn't want things to change on family vacations and to get up for breakfast and be able to go their separate ways and do and then Mauricio doesn't want to file because he doesn't want to lose that half of the agency. Holy snap. Well, we could be doing this in 5 more years, Carlos. Have the same exact, we could still be doing this.
Is so that's why I'm saying the divorce isn't going to happen anytime soon, in my opinion. But I will say this: I think Mauricio is such a good guy that he would do what's right. He would do what's right.
I-
But there's investors, and this is what you guys have to understand as an audience. There's so many people involved with the agency that it's not just easy saying we got a divorce. Here's 50% for you. No, it's not. It's very complicated,
Yes.
and
There are
and
so many tentacles and it's intertwined and there's this and then you've got to close this one out before you can do that one. There's so much to do.
and there's no prenup. So in the state of California, you better believe it is going to be very, very long if they get a divorce and have to figure out the splitting of the assets. So that's why, ladies, gentlemen, gays, and theys, there's no divorce happening anytime soon.
Do you know where you're right? There's not going to be any happening anytime soon. But you know where I disagree with you? I
What?
don't think because of what you said earlier about how Mauricio is such a good guy and Kyle is too. I don't think neither of them are money hungry. Neither of them are greedy and like, oh, I need this and I want that. I think, okay, well, okay, tilt your head and then tell me in a minute why. But I think they're going to do it amicably and be able to get through it just fine.
Oh
That's
no,
what
I do believe that. Yes, no, I said the same thing.
so why was the head tilt? You did a little,
Well, listen, and there's nothing wrong with this. When you said, I don't think they're like, obsessed with money. Yes, they are, but there's nothing wrong with it. Oh, honey,
I don't. I mean, once you get to a certain lifestyle, you don't want to have to dumb down and then not have that lifestyle anymore. But I'm not thinking that they're sitting there going, "Oh, I want to take Mauricio for," because a lot of divorces get to that where the girl's like, "No,"
I'm
and they
not
do.
saying that though.
I don't think either of them are digging in and going, "I want this and I want that." I think they're going to do an amicable 50-50 and
I agree with you.
okay, all right.
The only thing I'm disagreeing is when you said you don't think they care about money that much. I'm saying yes, the fuck they do.
They want to stay at their lifestyle. I don't think that they're going to try to gouge one person's eyeball out for another to
I
get
don't
things.
think so either.
Okay.
No. Now, the
Uh,
reason why I am saying that money plays a huge factor in terms of their what they have in common.
okay.
Okay?
Okay.
When Kyle said that money and fame and traveling changed their marriage, and she feels that if they moved to Vail, Colorado, they would still be together.
Yeah, I couldn't wait for you to ask this. What do you
But
think?
because they live in LA, they need money.
Yeah, she said it's no fun in LA if we don't have money. Okay,
Thank you.
tell me what your thoughts are. I don't think it'd be any more fun in Vail to be broke either, though. I'm sorry.
Girl, I went to Vail last Christmas and I was like, you need money here too. But I know what she meant in terms of the real estate, and she's not wrong there. Look, I think this. I think Kyle would love to be empty nester. I think Mauricio. Okay, I'm gonna say this, and it's gonna sound very crass because I'm a man, and my audience is largely women. But my hope is that you ladies will learn from this. I am a man of a particular age. I'm over 40, right?
I'm listening.
It's no, my raindrops know that I'm newly single, right? I will say this, me being in my 40s, dating now, being 40, successful, a public figure, if you will, all those things, it's much better than being single in your 20s. And I'm saying to you, it's I enjoy it now more than I did back then. And that's why I'm saying to you, Mauricio has no desire to hang up his bachelor hat in the ring.
And I get that. And I kind of agree with you on that. I'm saying I think in 5 or 10 years, that life gets lonely.
She'll be married to Morgan in 10 years.
I don't agree. And I don't even know if I agree with you that they're doing this off camera. I don't think sorry, I don't
Are
know if
you kidding me? When Dorit, first of all, listen, write this down in the fucking bookkeeping book.
okay, go.
Dorit won this round.
Okay.
Okay, when hold on, I gotta send this text really fast. This is real time. I love this so much. Um, 1 second.
Got my pen ready to go. And we're gonna take some notes. Let's gonna do some research. And I might even hire a PI to follow Kyle around to see if her and Morgan are dating. Okay. What we got to do here, Carlos?
When Dorit is like, I kept your relationship a secret.
Uh,
Okay. I lied for you. And Kyle's like, well, and she had to think about it for a second. She's like, well, I mean, I feel like as friends, we all should do that with each other. And then it's like, yes, but I'm gonna be on Dorit's side. Shocker. I'm on Dorit's side, which is one thing Dorit is right about. we all speculated about her and Morgan before she admitted it on the show. And Dorit never once said anything outside or off color comments about it. She never pressed her. The other ladies did. Garcelle did. And Dorit just sat there and just said, I know, and I'm not going to say anything. And I'm saying that to say, Kyle knows that she's still with Morgan because even when they're, let me ask you this, do you find this weird when they, like when Andy and Kyle go back and forth and they dance around the pronouns? Well, they did not want to appear on the show. So do you don't is it because you didn't want to make it public? Was there an ultimatum? I'm like, why are we dancing around this
I
woman whose name is Morgan? It's so
I
weird
thought
to
it,
me.
no, I thought it was very respectful. And I feel this is why I feel it because now, there's certain times now where my children don't want to be on Instagram. They don't want to have their picture. Like they're very particular about each photo now because they're in that 18-year-old stage, right? My son, 19-year-old turning 20 tomorrow or next week. No, no, he doesn't care. He's past it. But my 18-year-olds are very particular. So I can only kind of relate to the fact that if somebody doesn't want to be splattered all over Instagram, public, anything, famous or any of the real, like all the scrutiny that we get, Carlos.
Yes.
I hold this very, very, a couple of John's kids don't want to. That's why a lot of the pictures are just me and my kids and not John's kids. Some of the
Mhm.
kids just don't want to be on there, even though they're there. We're like, okay, now you guys go over there and stand by the fire hydrant. We're going to take a family photo that want to post on Instagram. So we kind of just, like go over there. But I get that. And I feel like that was a respect thing. And I didn't think it was dancing around. I thought it was Andy Cohen being very much like, Kyle, we know this has been hard on you. And even so, if what you're saying is true and they're back together, okay. So if they're going to try it now where they can keep it hush hush, don't you wish that for Kyle instead of everyone trying to scrutinize and be like, oh, just pull Morgan out of there. Let's just keep throwing him out in they don't want to be out there. So I felt like, okay, that's amazing. Good job, Andy. Thank you for protecting someone who doesn't want to be in the limelight and is dating someone who isn't the most in the limelight.
I agree with you. I thought it was very respectful. I was just highlighting how weird it is to talk about somebody as if we don't know you're talking about Morgan. I'm saying as a viewer, I
Right.
felt it was weird to because I'm like, I know we're talking about Morgan. And okay, I guess we will just not say it. But I agree with you. As an openly gay man, I will say in our community, you don't out anybody when they're not ready. So I did find it respectful. But as a viewer, I found it very weird that we're not talking about Morgan. And yes, I strongly believe that Kyle and Morgan are still seeing each other on the low.
This is a shocker to me, honestly, Carlos, because I never entirely this whole season have I thought that that's still happening, number one. But I will process all this when this is all done. And I will then do some research also to see if I can find anything out because I'm a little thrown off right now. But I did not get that takeaway that you got. I also just think it's very much like Andy didn't want to dance anymore on or step on Kyle's toes any more than has already happened. I mean, she's crushed from Mauricio. She's throwing her life out there. Oh, by the way, what about that she's the 15th season longest running housewife? It's like I'm like, how many more times can he say that's amazing? That's amazing. But you know what's funny to me is like, well, the reunion hasn't happened for season 20. But Tamara's 16 seasons just because she got fired. Are you gonna give her those props too? Because she's actually the longest running housewife of all of them. But she had a little 2-year firing break, and Kyle hasn't had it. She is the longest running housewife consecutively. Can you imagine what a toll that would take on you? And Kyle just can make it happen. So, in all saying all
Yeah.
that, what I'm trying to say is, I think Andy was trying to give Kyle a little bit of grace and say, or not grace, a little bit of like just breathing room to try to keep the pronoun separated from what's really happening. Just to
Yes.
help Kyle a
Out of
little,
respect. Out of respect.
out of
Out of
respect.
respect. I
That's
agree
what
with
I
that.
felt.
I agree with that. Sutton admitted, shockingly, that perhaps she had a problematic relationship with alcohol. She made it very clear that it wasn't that she was drinking all the time, but that the frequency of it
Yeah, she
was,
did. She said it's not the amount, it was the frequency. So it's
yeah,
like she wasn't saying, "Oh, I'm stumbling drunk and I'm drunk and I'm stumbling downstairs and getting my knees cut open from falling or running into houses." Instead, she was saying, "I simply was drinking too much, too often." Like, or not too much. I was drinking too often, the frequency of it.
yeah,
So, yeah, I mean, I think it's amazing that she's like, "Okay, now I'll just sip a little champagne or a little glass of wine here and there." Good.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
Okay, so you watched it for the last 5 or 6 years. Do you think she had a problem? Like, would you see her drunk on the show?
I would not see her drunk on the show. I did it into the cast would intimate that in her coffee cups would be liquor. This is what the cast would say about her on
I
the
did hear
show.
that. I did hear that.
Okay.
From
Um,
seasons, not this season, from past season.
past seasons, past
Yeah.
seasons.
Start in the
And
morning and yeah.
exactly. She was that allegedly she would drink in the morning and all this other stuff. And then last season, Dorit made a
Oh,
Dorit made a
what?
comment to something like, "Oh, you're drinking." Okay. And son got real defensive, like, what does that mean to read? What are you trying to say? She's like, nothing, go get a drink. So it has been something that has been highlighted, but I'm proud that Sutton admitted that, okay, maybe this is when she saw that they're talking about it, and maybe it's becoming a problem. Speaking of Sutton and Dorit, they get into it over their interaction on the finale. They also get into it over the fact that Sutton said that Dorit went to her event and trashed it in her confessional, that she actually went there and trashed it in her confessional. And Sutton said, I don't want to go to your event to do the same thing. And then
Right.
Andy tried to say, do you understand what she's saying? I'm giving you an analogy. And Dorit tells Andy Cohen, well, that wasn't a good analogy. And he
Did you
goes, I
not
thought it was
die?
perfect.
Did you die? I would never say that to Andy Cohen. I was like, God, she grew some balls. Can we please take those pants down? What do you got growing under there? I was like, no. Say that to Andy Cohen? Oh my God.
Dorit gives no fucks. I'm telling you.
Well, this season, apparently, I don't know her from the past ones, but yeah, she is. What do you got? What do you got going? What are you doing?
My light went out. But no, the thing is
Oh,
this.
oh,
My light went out along with the analogy. But
God.
when Dorit, then Andy's like, well, do you think Kyle X, Y, and Z? And Dorit goes, she's to your right. You ask her. And I'm like, Dorit, what is
She was
wrong?
taking no mercy and no prisoners on this show. She was just like this episode. She was, or I think the whole season, honestly. She's just like, I think she gives two F's because she's got nothing to lose. And she's like, I'm going all in. I'm going to be the bad bitch that I know I am. And I'm so sick of it all. And she's just like, you can misread me. You can misdo this or do that. But gosh darn it, pick up my book because then you might understand a little bit more about me, you know? So that's why I'm reading her book. I'm going to read this summer read is going to be Rich as F and Dorit's Unburdened. That's my summer reads, Carlos.
Join the Oprah. Let me know if it's worthy of Oprah's book club.
Why can't it be Alexis's book club?
Well, Kelly Ripa has one, so you should too. Yes. I love it. No, I want to read the book too. We should speaking of which,
Yes, we should read it and then
talk about it.
talk about it a little bit.
Speaking of which, PK did an interview.
Shush it. I hope with you, no, because I would know if it was with you.
No, I will tell you. No, he did it with this British black man. It's on YouTube. I watched it.
Is it a
And
UK? Is it a UK journalist? Like, who did he choose to do this with?
yes, I forgot his name, but it was a good
Okay.
interview. Long
Okay.
story short,
Okay, I'm gonna Google it.
he said that he doesn't recognize his wife.
I don't blame him. I don't either. I didn't recognize her before because I didn't know her, but all I know is she's very bold. And I don't know. I don't know. Like, she's just coming in hot and she won't take the empathy at all. And I just feel like even on this reunion, like when her and Kyle are starting to talk and she doesn't understand the 10-year thing, and it's like, Dorit, you can't look at someone for the past 2 years. Like, you got to look at the whole, and she won't let Kyle get her words out. I don't know. I'm just like, whoa.
No.
Oh,
How about when her and Erica have their moment And Erica said what I said to you, Alexis. I said Erica is mad at Dorit because when Dorit made that comment, when I say you need to like step it up, whatever, I didn't mean being a C word. And I said, Alexis, Dorit was calling out Erica as if she wasn't doing her job on the show.
Honey, that went
And
right over my head, and you were a million. Remember when I said to you, I didn't get that? And then I'm
yes,
like, right, that went right over my head while I'm watching. You did it. Boyfriend, you got it. Okay, keep
yes,
going. Keep
yes,
going.
let's be clear. So Erica told Dorit that's why she was upset when she told her you're doing this and that to save your job. And Dorit was like, I didn't mean it that way. And they asked Dorit to apologize, and she said, what do I apologize for? And I'm like, oh, Dorito, you just,
You did not. Oh, Dorito.
Dorito, what are you doing here, sister? This is bad. This is bad. It's bad. Erica is pouring her heart out to you saying, I talked about my DV situation. And let's be clear, Erica gave two consecutive seasons of what was going on between her and Tom. These women investigated her, they questioned her. She went through a lot, and yet she talked about it. She never shied away from talking about it. So I agree why Erica's mad, but the fact that Dorit is like, I don't know what you want me to apologize for. And nobody is so this is when you look at Bose and Rachel and you're sort of like, why aren't you guys saying to
Helping your
her,
friend by saying Dorit, read the room, or also just like come on, and what is it called? Empathy is not the right word, but just like take some accountability, or just like
yes,
look inward. One of them should have nudged Dorit and been like, just look inward. I do feel okay. Am I wrong, or do you think Bose and Rachel Zoe are kind of yes women to Dorit right now? They're kind of being yes women. Where Dorit actually needs a little bit of tough love. Where, little girl, you got a little lettuce right here. Let's get that lettuce out. Let's
yes, yes, yes. I
oh,
agree.
God.
I could not agree more. And this is why I'm like, Dorit, you Alexis, I just don't know how they can get past this. Erica is hot or cold, and when it comes to Dorit, she's cold as ice on Dorit. And based on Dorit saying, I don't know what to apologize for, even if she does apologize in the next episode, part three reunion, which we'll recap next Friday, I'm now wondering, even if you do you mean it?
Not going to feel authentic. And
Yeah.
I think that's why when Erica realized I've lost Dorit and she needs a year or two of space from all of us. Erica went like this. Erica went from kind of being like there to
Hmm.
because of the fact when she said Bose, and I told you that, and Erica admitted it. Where you lost me, Dorit, is when you
Yeah.
told me that Bose was closer to you than the 10 years that we've had.
Yeah.
So again, Dorit wants to, throw all the 10 years of Kyle and Erica being there nonstop into the trash and burn it and start a new friendship where there's no longevity, there's no back history. And that's where she's lost it. But the you've heard Dorit say I'm sorry a couple times this season. And I have not felt, and I do love Dorit. Dorit, please don't take this personal. We're doing a podcast. However, I have not felt one of them authentic. I have not felt one of them genuine.
I
It's
agree.
saying it so it's saying it to appease the audience, or just to say it to appease the women to move on, like to flip the page, but it's not. And so it's going to take some time. I do believe time heals, and I have said this, I think it just takes time.
We'll see. We have one more time to recap this season of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. So, Alexis, we will see if part three reunion has any sort of reconciliation amongst the former group called the Force Fox Five.
Yes, sir.
Because Lisa Renna and Teddy are gone, and that leaves Erica, Dorit, and Kyle,
You're right. So the
the
five.
last
Okay.
three standing.
You know what? What do you think, real quick? I know we got to go, but what do you think, like Lisa Rinna, and who was the other one? The other one would think about the
Teddy.
Teddy. Oh, okay. Well, I kind of know Teddy, so I would know what Teddy would think. But what do you think Lisa Rinna's gonna would think of all this?
Lisa Renna allegedly told Dorit pretty much, um, do what you got to do to save your job.
Oh, how do you know that?
She wrote about it in her book, but she
Dorit
didn't name names.
did or Luisa Rinna did?
Lisa Rinna did, but she
Oh.
never named names. She said
What's
she
Lisa Rinna's book? Because now I got to add a third one to the summer read.
yes, and that one's juicy. But she said it. She said she told a housewife of Beverly Hills, who was on the verge of getting fired, that you need to be honest, authentic, and don't give a fuck about nobody. Do what you have to do to save your job.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay. All right.
yeah.
Well, thanks for that.
So, Raindrops, let us know your thoughts on part two reunion of the Real
The
Housewives of Beverly Hills. And Alexis Jansen and her beautiful face and I will be back next week to give you guys our final recap of Beverly Hills. Okay, it'll be bittersweet, but we also know it'll be super shady too.
Oh, yes, sir. Get that robe off, get your clothes on, and get to the airport. We'll
Yes.
see.
All right. Love you, boo.
Bye.
Bye.